Alrighty, we're next going to be looking at pirates, and the main theme of pirates is going to be having golden minions. So this starts off with their very first new one, Aerate Lorate. I'm probably butchering that a lot, but this is a 1/1 battle cry. Make this minion golden. Very interesting battle cry. So what you're getting here is a golden unit that is a 2/2 with divine shield, reasonable minion for like being able to trade in the early game, and then obviously being a golden has the in tribe synergy. We still have Musker on one for um our like token pirate start. First mate Pip, you only need two copies to make this golden. This will be pretty good for trying to get an early triple reward if you have a pair. Um, then Surfing Silvar. At the end of your turn, give adjacent minions one attack. Repeat for each friendly golden minion. Figure in the early game you might have two, like you might have one of the Aurelates, and then you might have a Pip. So you might be able to give like, I don't know, six attack. You figure, which isn't exactly going to be a ton. Um, the big payoff for all of these golden minions is going to be Gold Rubber. At the end of the turn, gain 2/2 for each friendly golden. Notably, when it does become golden, it becomes 4/4, and it does include itself. Um, Back in the day, like Gold Grubber was a way to stabilize, and you would just use this as a big minion and then kind of level from there. I don't think, I think the game has gotten too strong for that passive leveling strap. Even if you have a Drakari, like this one minion alone is not going to be enough. Landlubber's back for like APM pirate kind of things. Um, Starry Eyed Explorer. At the start of every two turns, make an adjacent tier 2 minion golden. Um, I don't think this is good enough. It seems really slow, but it might be the kind of thing like if you pick it up, like you're not upset taking it, just while you're like leveling up, but it's not something you have like built around in the late game. Um, Then on Tavern Tier 4, Blade Collector's still around, Grifter's still around, Headhunter's still around, Courier's still around. The Eating Rascal. At the start of your turn, gain one gold, repeat for each friendly golden minion. So this you figure might be able to get you 3 or 4 gold every turn. Um, I don't know if that's necessarily like, I mean, like, so it's good for if you have a golden unit. It's probably a good minion to triple into because you know it's gonna be you're gonna have that golden. It's gonna be like what I'm trying to find is like where the payoff for these golden cards are. Dual wield courier still around, of course, yeah. Elite navigator, battle cry, make a friendly pirate from tier 4 or below golden. So this is a way to make like your grubber golden. It's a way to make your rascal golden. It's a way to make your grifter golden. It's a way to make your courier golden. Spellbound Starfear, after you buy 3 cards, you get a random tavern spell. This is a good for like your menagerie spell builds. And then our tier 6 minions. Whenever you get a pirate, give your other minions +1/+1. Give golden ones +2/+2 instead. So this is a payoff for one, having golden minions, and two, it's a way to like get a lot of value. Something that we should probably call out is when we look at the all minions. If we go to this refreshes, there we go. If we go down to 5, um, if you remember, we have the way to get a shop full of minions. And is it still in? Is it still in? It looks like they got rid of the guard. So I just want to make sure before I make that. Because if the guard's in, then you can do a lot of work with pirates. But no, it does look like they took him out. Let me just make sure they didn't move him to like 6 or something. No. All right. So yeah. So go back to pirates. There's not going to be a way to get a ton of pirates. That way, you do still have like your headhunter. Oh wait, I actually didn't even back up on that. They moved this to temperature 4 instead of 3. So that makes it a little bit harder to cycle. But what I'm imagining your late game board is going to end up being is going to be something like Drost, Spacefarer, Brand. That's 3. Corsair 4, Corsair 5. And then in the early game, Grifter, Rascal, or Collector in the late game 6. Granted, like even in the current APM pirates, they've kind of given up on running the cleave with the collector. and they just run like a double Spacefarer or something. So that's kind of what I imagine the core of that being is something like Drust, Spacefarer, Corsair, Grifter, Courier, Rascal, Collector, Brand, some combination of those. But the nice thing is for all the 4 drops, you have a really easy way to make them golden. I think you'll use Gold Grubber as a way to get through the mid game, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be strong enough. Let's get to trinkets again. So some, I guess like what we're kind of seeing with the pirates is there's no longer the whole death rattle like ixxdeee pirate, and really the main play style needs to be um, APM. Bolidus Portrait is the first one. Bolidus is still in the game, so that's kind of important. I've been needing to double check this now because I don't know what they did this season. But this gives your minions attack. This makes it so taking collectors a little bit stronger because now you're buffing its attack and its health, making a really strong cleave. So if you have the brand and a pirate, I think the Bolidus Portrait's generally a reasonable pickup to be like enabled, and that makes it so your cleaves can be a little bit stronger. That's how we're going to be able to keep Blade Collector as part of that core minions. Obviously, brand portrait doesn't work with pirates, but you want a brand, so you might be considering it. Um, let's see, let's see. Um, Essence of Dreams is a little bit relevant with pirates because they have so many of the battle cries. Like this can essentially be turning a um a minion golden because of its 4 attack. Interesting flag bearer portraits here. Get a sky pirate flag bearer. Your sky pirates have 6 attack. You may have noticed there's not a lot of Sky Pirates. So I wonder. I really hope they don't actually have this as part of the set. If it is, never pick it. Just make sure that that's very clear for you. You should never be picking it. Now that I see a compass, I kind of forgot to mention it, but compasses are good. Are going to be very good in pirate comps. Gold pendant. Make a random friendly minion from tavern tier 3 or below golden at the start of every 2 turns. Repeat this. Um, I don't think this is going to be too relevant. The biggest thing is that it gives you a very early golden gold grubber, but I don't think that's big enough to use as a reward. Lesser trinket here, gold grubber portrait. Get a golden gold grubber. This interesting thing here is this is only 6 gold for you to get a essentially 9 gold worth of pirates, the golden gold grubber, plus a triple reward. So really hard to see how this is not going to be a strong pickup. I see this is a really good way to let you get some early tempo with, let's just say you have this golden gold grubber, you might have another normal gold grubber, and then one of the like easy to get golden minions somehow. Um, I see this as a really good way to stabilize and then level up and then turn into the APM pirates. Grifter portrait. Get a balloon grifter. Your first pirate you buy each turn is free. So the way to think about this is it's 3 gold for the minion, and then whenever you buy your first minion, you get that 6 gold, and then from there you just profit, including getting the grifter value. So this is another one like obviously it's you're not going to be able to level up on this turn, but you are getting a good bit of tempo on the first turn that you get the trinket, and I think that's pretty good. Gritty portrait. Get a gritty headhunter that gives a marauder's contract at the start of each turn. Repeat this. I don't think this is going to be amazing. I think you can only take like you would only take this if you had a brand, and the chances that you have a brand by turn 6 is um, going to be pretty unlikely. Unless you like this gives you a triple or something, I would generally caution taking it. Um, Something to think about. Anvil's in the game. This okay. I was making sure Drust only buffed pirates. I was going to see if we possibly have another Anvil. Minion buffer that we can use, but we unfortunately do not. Looking for any more. Did I? What is this? Get an orchestra at the start of each turn. Get another. This is a must be a duos one. Wait, I was just making sure that's not a pirate. I'll be honest, I've never played duos, and I don't plan on starting it anytime soon. Interesting. Selfless Portrait's another one that's probably worth talking about. Um, it makes your selfless a battle cry. You're going to be playing Brand, so it's going to be if you take this, it's pretty easy to um, get your um, get your like buffed units with Divine Shield. Shark Cannon, greater trinket for gold. After you spend 10 gold, give your pirates 1/1 and improve this 10 left. I think this is going to be too slow. Spend like even if you have an insane turn where you're spending like 30 gold every turn, like you're getting a 6/6 out of that. Like you can just do much better things. Ship of Battles, start a combat, get and summon a random pirate. It attacks immediately. The only thing this is essentially Compass but better. Because Compass normally cost one. And then so it's saving you a gold there. Plus you have the little it attacks immediately. The attacking immediately is a little bit less relevant in without like all the death rattle stuff. But this is at least like the way to use this is once you get it, use it to kind of aggressively level because you're getting a little bit of tempo out of it. Um, and then you're getting value from it being giving you a pirate at the same time. So really, I think you can just only use it to level um, kind of aggressively. Let's see. Um, Anything else that looks like it's pirate? War Drum is obviously going to be a little relevant because it's going to be allow you to proc some of those really good um, battle cries a couple times. Make a couple units golden. Um, and yeah, that looks like all of the pirate specific ones. I'm sure that I like as the more I look at this, the more I see like I skipped trinkets for the other tribe. So I might end up just doing like a go through all of the trinkets and give thoughts on them. But at least that's kind of where I see pirates. I think pirates do have a actual core that's going to be 1, 2 brand, probably Corsair 3, 4, Corsair 5, one of the gold generations, and then a cycle. And if you have the Baldus portrait, you would do Blade Collector instead of probably no. If you have Courier, you might get rid of the Corsair and do Courier if you have the Blade Collector, something like that. But definitely see Pirates being a playable tribe in this upcoming season. So, all right, see y'all. Good luck.